guys. This is our second podcast, Radcast. I guess we are going to end up calling it that. So today we actually have with us Brock Penn. Is that correct, my friend?
Yes.
All right. So he is the owner of Soul Revival Cincinnati and soon to be Soul Revival Northern Kentucky, where he has basically walls of Jordans, Nikes, and any other shoe under the sun at his store. He's a Cincinnati dude. He is pretty young, which is crazy in this day and age to open your own business as young as you are. So
that means a lot to me.
Yeah, man, we wanted to have you on today and kind of talk to you and I guess tap into your brain, because like we have shoes here, but nowhere near like the amount that you do. Clothing is our bread and butter, and we have enough problems like trying to sell shoes here. So we want to hear it from the guy that can actually sell shoes. So yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Yep, no problem. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but the first time I came into the shop and met you guys, I was looking at the wall and I just had the idea to put all the shoes up on the wall, right? I actually asked you guys if I could rent the wall space from you and put my shoes up there. Do you remember that?
I remember.
I forgot about that.
I remember.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, he did want to. We kind of like were tempted on that because.
I mean, because he had good shoes and we didn't have any like shoes that were like worthy enough of. I mean, like you. I don't know. Like we just have like better clothing than we do like sneakers and stuff. So
yeah. I mean he was just
sense.
Like. He had all the clientele from selling him on like Facebook and like you had all kinds of like clients already. So I mean, you were just like, you had done it. Like, how did you get into sneakers in general? Like, how did you even start?
Right.
You're young. How old are you? Like 19?
19.
19.
Yep.
Damn.
So I got into sneakers probably back in like 7th grade. I needed a new pair of basketball shoes for the next season, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like going online trying to figure out, I knew I wanted some Jordans. Mm-hmm. And I was looking up the models, and that was how I got into all the Jordan retros and all that. So I remember the first pair of shoes that I bought was a pair of the 2004 low top Air Jordan 2s. And I bought them on eBay for like $30. They were beat to shit. And I bought a bunch of Angelos paint from angelosdirect.com.
Yeah.
And I just fixed them up, and then a bunch of kids saw the before and after pictures. And I started doing shoe work for all the people in my grade and stuff from there on.
So you started kind of restoring?
Yeah, that was actually how I started out. I restored shoes as a full-time job from 8th grade all the way up to probably my junior year in high school.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So what does it take to run a sneaker business? Like, so what are like things that like people that are watching like should know?
I would say the most important thing by far is just knowing how to speak to people and get along with whoever your possible customer could be. Because if you're in this game, you're really going to meet a lot of different types of people. You really just have to be able to have a conversation with them all and build trust and build a relationship with your customers so that you have people who continuously shop with you and they trust you, because that is a big issue in doing online transactions is you don't know who you can trust on there.
Yeah.
So if they're picking through 1,000 people and they see one person that they already know and trust, they're going to shop with you.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's about like making like homies and stuff like that, and like being cool to, I don't know, like your customers and stuff like that. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Do you sometimes, I don't know, like find yourself like, I guess you're young, so if you do you ever get that in your mind when somebody that's like 30 years old comes in and like has a problem with you? I know I've been in the store before where you had like a customer come in that was like, oh, my son bought these and they don't fit him or whatever, even though we tried them on for an hour. So
Yeah,
like,
he, like tries to like bully you or something because you're so young or something like that.
do you feel like it's just easier to be non-confrontational, or how do you handle?
I really don't get too many problems from too many people. I will say though that when I do get a problem, it always is someone that's significantly older than me. I don't know why that is. It's always someone that I don't really know or doesn't know about the shop, just kind of stumbled upon the store.
Same thing happens here though. It's because like you're so young and they just think that they know more. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Right.
They just think that they, I guess like know more than you because, I don't know, you're so young and stuff, and I mean we're so young, so it's like, I don't know, they feel that they have like the, I don't know, authority of like, I don't know.
Some people just aren't. good at talking to people too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it also boils down to the fact that some of these people have been on the earth. Obviously, if you're older, you've been on the earth longer.
Yeah.
And so you've had more run-ins with people. And so generally, you're more willing to say, like, hey, something was wrong with my burger. Or, hey, something was wrong with like, this pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Whereas if they're like, I don't know, 16, 17, 18, they might not have the courage to get up and say something is wrong.
That is true. Also.
Just like you might not have the courage to raise your hand in class, ask a question when you actually have a question, stuff like that. So, I mean, it just kind of really, I don't know. I think it, like, age is very dependent on it for sure.
Yeah.
So, as far as, like, the business of running a sneaker shop, how did you approach it the same way that you were approaching sneaker deals from like Facebook and like the other contacts you had made through school and stuff? Or?
Definitely not. So I was selling shoes through Facebook for 2 years before I did open up the shop. Really hard for probably about a year. But I definitely had to write like a separate business model for the shop because it's a complete different monster at that point. But I really just saw an opportunity in what I was doing, and I just found a way to apply that to the new business model and go from there. But I did bring a lot of stuff from that into it. There's a lot of similarities in doing both.
Did you contact any other like sneaker shops or anybody else like in different states or even here?
Yeah, I definitely do have friends or allies that have shops in different states that I've known growing up, going to sneaker shows my whole life and stuff like that. That I always make sure to be in communication with those people and get to know them.
Did they give you some decent like advice as far as like the business around it? Basically,
I see what you're saying. So there were parts of doing the store that I wasn't really expecting going into it.
Yeah.
And I do have a few friends that do have shops, and I even went up to a couple of them, and they kind of showed me. The one issue I was having was how to keep inventory of all the shoes in the back when each shoe you have is unique. You don't have a full size run of each shoe. So
that's true.
I went up there and they kind of showed me all how they did it, and I kind of took things from all three of them and put it together.
I noticed you had like stickers on the front of like a lot of the boxes.
Right.
And, the size of just like a quick system of how to.
Yeah, that's a barcode that keeps inventory of every item we have into the
system.
Right, the system.
Yeah.
And we can track how many we have of that item. Usually it's either 1 or 0 because it all is unique. But that definitely sped up the whole process, what we can do, and made the whole store work in such a smoother way that it really has just changed everything.
I worked at a sneaker store, so like we did size runs.
Right.
And I usually used like the color code, like the last 3, and that was the easiest way of finding like the shoe I needed in the section. They were all sectioned off: men's, women's, kids, etc. But when I came and I helped you, like I tried to help you find one pair one day when I was just hanging out in there, and like I had no freaking idea.
It's
no
rough.
idea.
It is rough. I will say it is easier
shoes too.
if you're involved with putting the shoes back.
But
But
the racks look nice too, though,
it's
by
a
the
lot
way.
of shoes, man.
The new racks are for sure killer.
Yeah, it just if there's 700 pairs of shoes, you got to pick out one.
Yeah.
How many
It can
pairs of
take a
shoes
while.
do you have in that store, and how many do you have kind of
Right,
sitting
put away
ready for
for
the
it.
Northern Kentucky store?
So at the store now, we stay between 550 and 700 pairs typically the past few months. But we also do a lot of in-store credit and trade, so the numbers constantly going up and down. But that's where we like to stay between. For Kentucky, right now, I think we have about 300 pairs put away. We're hoping to get that closer to 400 or 500 by the time we open.
Yeah.
But we definitely have some nice stuff saved up for you guys down there.
Yeah. Do you have more space at your Northern Kentucky store than you do in your Cincinnati store?
We actually don't. We're looking at a few different spots on there.
Okay.
We aren't actually on lease yet, but all 3 of them that we're looking at have a lot more back room than what we're looking at the other store.
Okay.
And we're also possibly going to be having a full-timer store working out of that store. And built their own little studio back there and everything.
Let's talk about SneakerCon. This is like one of the things that I think a lot of sneakerheads have probably been to some sort of sneaker convention.
Yeah.
Maybe not the brand SneakerCon, but they've been to a sneaker convention or something like it, either in a small town or a big city. What has been your experience with like sneaker conventions?
Right.
And like, I guess basically kind of, I'm gonna have you talk about like sneaker conventions and what's the layout of a typical sneaker convention.
Okay, so typical like regional sneaker conventions, basically, I'll kind of show it on here. So usually just a big gym, right?
Yeah.
Typically there's a row of tables going along the outer ring, then they have an inner ring of tables. And then it's really, usually it's between like 20 and 50 vendors at, you know, a regional show that's smaller. Each vendor has usually between 1 and 3 tables, typically 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And some dudes are just there displaying their collection. Some people have a table where they're doing selling and trading, and a lot of transactions do go down.
What about I've only ever been to sneaker cons.
All right, and that's funny because I actually have never been to a sneaker con.
Really?
Or not.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez.
I've never been either.
So have you been to a convention though? Just a
No.
regular sneaker convention?
I don't think so. No.
Jeez. We're gonna have to go then.
I know.
So
I almost went to the one that was in Cleveland, right?
Oh yeah, the sneaker con that was in
Yeah.
Cleveland. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
but I
almost
didn't
went up
go.
for that.
Yeah, we ended up not going.
I think we should try to make a weekend for that or something.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
It's
be
worth
over
it.
this
And we can.
time, for
You've been
sure.
telling us we need to take clothes. We
I think
kill
you guys
it.
should.
We could sell there, but there's like more. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes.
I mean, he was saying like NASCAR tees sell really well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, anything that you kind of see like Kanye
Like rap
wearing or
tees?
rap tees,
Fucking like
Yeah.
Harley tees.
Not even that. I mean, like
jerseys.
vintage stuff like you guys have in the shop, dude. I know I have
starter
3 good
jackets.
friends that go to all these events, and like it's one of their main selling points.
Sports tees and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
exactly
too.
the type of stuff you guys have on the shelves for sure.
Yeah. The starter jackets and stuff.
I get some of my stuff from there too. I always go and leave it,
Yeah.
you know, a bag or 2 full.
What about the pit?
I've never been to a sneaker con.
So they don't have those at regular sneaker conventions.
It's just one big pit, pretty much.
Like the whole thing.
I mean, yeah, it's going down.
Okay,
you
so-
know, people are wheeling and dealing.
Sneaker cons are crazy, dude, because there's the regular setup, like you said,
Right.
okay? And it's usually actually in rows rather than like a U, but it's usually in rows. And then the backside usually is like the trading pit. And people kind of set up, not a booth, but they set up like their shoes, and then they just sit, and then you just kind of run through the pit, and then there's guys like holding up a pair of shoes trying to
Okay.
sell it and walking around with like another 3 pair, and you're just
Yeah.
walking through the pit.
So at these shows, you just do that around the whole place.
Mm.
So there's people running around holding shoes in there, people stacking boxes up. There's traffic's
sounds like
crazy.
me.
You're
SneakerCon
weaving down
did
to
that.
people.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing is like now every once in a while you'll have people doing that at SneakerCon.
Right.
And
That sounds
it's not
crazy,
like
though.
necessarily I don't know, you're not supposed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time the pit is where you're supposed to do it, and it keeps people away from like the general population.
Right,
looking at
yeah.
booths. And dude, I've seen shoes.
Sounds nuts.
Dude,
don't
it's
even-
it's you know like movies when they show like the stock market trading floor and guys are
yeah,
like
it's just
doing
like-
it's like that but
Oh,
with
shit.
shoes.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
I can't go.
Yeah.
You guys would like it.
So I'm more of
Don't
like
go
a
to SneakerCon,
calm,
go to
just
a
like a
small
wait
one.
in line.
Go to a
kinda
small
guy.
one?
Yeah, just go to one of the local ones. You meet people around here. It's more beneficial in my
It sounds
eyes.
like
That's
the
true.
bins.
Yeah.
It sounds like the
kinda
bins,
is.
dude.
It kind of is.
The Goodwill bins.
That's a
That's
whole
what it
different
sounds like.
dynamic.
Yeah, we ain't even gotta get into all
It's
that.
like that, but everybody's friends.
Especially
'cause
now,
everyone's-
'cause-
it's a shared interest. So
Oh,
everyone gets
yeah.
along. It's not
Right.
insane like that. Yeah.
For business, it would probably help even if we didn't go
Right.
with a booth.
Yeah,
We
put
would at
some
least be
cards
able to
out.
meet people around here.
Right. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So far from the sneaker conventions, have you seen, I don't know, better ways to navigate? Like, do you have like a set kind of? Do you go to certain people that always have booths at these places? Is there like an etiquette process? Like,
Yeah. So before I had the shop, I mean, we'd really just go and have a table set up, and really just whoever's interested in doing a deal with you, you do that. But we do a little bit differently now. We don't really take shoes with us to the events anymore. We just go to every table, make sure we talk to every person, and we try to buy shoes off the people at the events.
For like cheap.
Right. Yeah, we
So, like,
really we
resale.
go in, and I mean, we really make an offer on every shoe that we're at least somewhat interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you might as well because people are trying to. I mean, if you drove all
Like
the way
they're
out there,
trying
you
to
want
make
to
some
sell.
money,
Oh
so
my
yeah.
God.
So like some people are like, fuck it, like yeah, I'll sell this shoe for like $50.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you want to sell what you came there with because
Right.
like you want to
because
have
you brought that
gas money to
shit,
get-
right?
like,
So you might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea for sure.
there were guys.
Pass out the business cards and stuff, and
Oh, yeah, and
fucking talk
stickers
to
and
them.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
stickers. Say who you are. Say where you're from.
Yeah.
There were guys that I tried making deals with, and I know that you like come into this all the time where people will move $10. Like they'll have a $200 price, you'll offer 150,
Right.
they'll move $10, and then they won't move anymore.
Yeah.
It's like they don't want to sell their shoe, or they place the I don't know, the cost or the value of it like way higher than it actually needs to be, which is ridiculous. And sometimes that comes from inexperience, but sometimes it comes from just, I don't know. Do you stay the whole time? Because the deal's usually at the end. If there's still stuff sitting around, you can get stuff pretty cheap.
We really go with an empty car. Once the car is starting to get full with shoes, we usually just leave because we can't fit it anymore. But you definitely can get better deals
Right.
towards the end of it. That's why we stopped bringing shoes, because we really just want to get stock for
Buy
the
shit.
shops. Yeah.
God, that's crazy.
That's nuts.
Oh yeah, once the
sometimes we'll
car
take 2 or
is
3
full.
car fills to,
Yeah.
to capacity.
Yeah, and it's funny because no one ever realizes how many shoes we're buying, because we don't even get a table anymore. We just buy the shoes, and as we buy them, we take them out to the car.
So it's like one
we're
by
just walking
one.
in and out, just loading shoes in the car the whole
Oh
time.
my God.
Yeah.
People probably think you're just like stealing or something. It's just you
don't
came
know.
with nothing, and
Bro,
you're
he's
just
walking in.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see you
Just-
later.
yeah,
Yeah, good to see you.
See you in 5.
Oh my
I'll
God.
be back for your next pair.
Are there unwritten rules to doing a negotiation? Like, do you usually try to name the first price? Do you try to make them name the first price?
Yeah,
Like,
so
Right.
basically, I mean, if it's just a person-to-person transaction, we're talking about like on social media or in person?
no, in person
or
at the sneaker convention.
In person, okay.
Yeah, the sneaker conventions.
I think if someone has a shoe and they're telling you they're selling it, then they need to come with a price. If you're going up to buy a shoe off somebody, maybe if they're impressed to sell, I think there's nothing wrong with making an offer on the shoe, but I don't know. There's a bunch of, I'm sure you guys seen the debates between that.
Yeah.
On
I
if
mean,
you
like,
need to have an asking price. I think it
so
does
we have
kind
it
of
every
waste
day.
everybody's time if you don't have an asking price for the shoe.
Yeah.
Obviously, but if a customer brings a shoe into my store to sell it to me, sometimes I don't really know what they want to get for the shoe. So then, in that case, I will make them an offer on the
Same
shoe.
with us on the. I mean,
clothing?
yeah,
Right.
but we usually try and have the customer name the
Right.
price first. But then if they don't fucking know, then we just.
Yeah.
I'm not going
like,
to put a
say-
shoe on the shelf and
say something.
not have a price on it and just tell the customer to offer on the shoe. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah. Well, that's a little different because
kinda like that.
yeah, I mean you have a storefront, so.
I mean, basically, we also we kind of just don't want to name the price first because we don't
wanna
want to
lowball.
disrespect. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't want to lowball people.
Yeah.
People
We
need to
wanna,
also know that
see where they're at and
Yeah.
see what sounds fair with them, and then go from there.
we have
Yeah,
600 to 700 pieces on the wall at any time, and we can get vintage clothing now.
Yeah, you guys probably get a lot of stuff coming in here.
Oh, dude,
people trying to
daily.
sell.
Yeah.
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 Today
Yeah.
we got
Two or three people, something like that.
We got fucking 25 new items.
Yeah.
For on Tuesday.
Yeah. So we're constantly just bringing in new inventory, and that's just only going to help with when we actually open up a new store. It's kind of like what
Right.
you're going through, but you're just shoes, man. I don't even know.
It's expensive for sure. Sounds very expensive.
I mean, for
Yeah.
But you're saving
It
it, up
definitely is. I
for
mean,
this for
I
the
never,
drop.
when I opened up the shop, I never thought I'd be in this deep or this much in monthly expenses. I'll tell you that. But it definitely, I mean, it's a dream come true.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure is.
Yeah.
Does the second store just scare you at all? I mean, the first one had to have scared you, and you're,
Yeah, I was nervous on the first one.
Yeah.
But you're probably
When I did it, I was willing to fail.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. That's how you kind of have to go into it. On this, I already know how many people are just dying for us to have a store down in northern Kentucky. That I
gotta be a
guarantee you
good
guys,
feeling for
there's
sure.
gonna be a long line outside that door on the first day, for sure.
That's a dope ass feeling for sure.
One thing we wrestled with was how close should we do a second store?
Yeah.
Because
I definitely thought about
at
that a
what
lot.
point do people, I don't know, some of the guys in northern Kentucky, I'm sure, come to Cincinnati. They'll come all the way up there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just not as often.
You don't want to feel competition between the two stores either. You don't
Yeah.
want to pull in customer base. You want to have a
yourself.
completely new customer base, but you don't want to be too far
gotta be
that the
far
word doesn't
enough.
spread.
Yeah.
It has to be far enough for new customers to be able to come on in there. Yeah, I mean there can't be a battle between. Yeah, I mean.
What I kind of came up with is I think it's good to have them be 45 minutes apart from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say at the minimum that. I don't know.
How far is it? Is it 45 minutes?
It's about that
Jeez,
in
man, I
Springdale.
guess.
Yeah, we're. I mean, you gotta
anything
think we're
less
at the
than
top
that
of
is too
Cincinnati.
close.
And
Florence is the bottom of northern Kentucky. We're going to be in Florence, Kentucky. Yep.
I think
Yeah,
anything
so-
less than that is too close, to be honest.
Right.
Unless you're McDonald's, I guess. And-
45 to an hour, I would say, is like the minimum that I would want to do it.
So, other
That's
than
dope,
that store, do you have future goals in mind that are like
Um,
couple
yeah,
years goals?
A third
We're
store?
definitely looking at expanding on our online presence and website sales and stuff like that. We're probably going to start dabbling into eBay, creating an eBay store, and trying to buy at a much higher volume. If a third store makes sense for us to do, we would definitely do that. Just we had a market in northern Kentucky because, back when we were, Justin's my partner at the Kentucky store, right? Back when we were doing it just out of the trunk, meeting up with people, we really have a strong customer base from Dayton all the way down through Lexington. That's really, between there, that's where we have people at, right?
Personal grails wise.
Yeah.
You probably don't have a whole lot of shoes left. You probably put a lot on the wall.
Yeah, I sell
think
all
he's
my
wearing
shoes,
a
man.
shoe right now.
I started keeping a lot, though.
You
but,
got some 85s on right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm really picky
That's
with
a
what I
grail
keep
shoe.
because, you got to think, we have I say between 100 and 300 pairs of shoes that people bring into the shop a day just for us to look at and try to get an offer on. So if I was just buying anything I somewhat liked, I would have a lot of shoes. So I have to be really selective on what I like. I have to really like that shoe
It's
to
like
take
what
it
you
home.
need
Yeah.
instead of what you want.
So there's nothing out there
you
that's
have any
just
grails?
like
You have no grails?
Yeah.
not in it's in a sneaker magazine. You're like, oh
Dude,
my God.
I'm dying to get a pair of the Nike Air Mags, not the auto lacing pair.
Okay, the
I'm not
original-
about to put the 40 G's up for the auto
Yeah,
lacing
yeah.
pair.
Nah.
So how
Go.
much do the first? It was the first pair was 2011. Is that right?
I believe so. It was either 2011 or 2013.
Okay, so 2011 or 2013, whenever they came out, but it was all the money went to the Michael J. Fox
Right,
Foundation.
yep.
I think was it eBay that they all went on or something like
I
The
that.
thought
first
so.
time around, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
So
thought. They were going-
and they just let the bids go, and it was crazy.
And the bids were flying. Dude, I remember seeing like all the. Oh yeah, they were flying off the hook.
I mean,
was nuts.
how much do they go for, and how much would you be willing to pay for a pair in your size? Do you
I
want
would
them dead
say-
stock or worn?
no,
do you
I
not
would-
care?
I would definitely buy them used because I would want to
Okay.
be able to wear them every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
Man, I couldn't
probably
wear 'em.
between lightly used in good condition. It's probably worth, I'd say, between like 7 and 10 grand. I think you could probably find a pair in the sneaker community for between 5 and 6, most likely.
What would you spend on them? Would you spend that?
I don't know. Depends where I'm at of that situation.
If you're looking at the shoe
It
going,
depends
I
what
got it in my
financial
pocket.
situation
I did
is
really well today
when
in
the shoe
sales.
pops up, yeah.
Shit, I'm
If
gonna
it was
hard
like that, I
pass.
might.
I'm gonna hard pass on them.
And I kind of justify it. If I think it's a good investment, I'll just buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could make money off of it, if I did decide to sell it, then I'll just buy it anyways. Yeah.
Man, I mean that's a hefty.
That's an expensive habit.
Would
Yeah.
would you try to get him signed by Michael J. Fox? Yeah, see?
That'd be.
If he's watching this,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guarantee he's not watching this.
Maybe like 3 years from now he'll watch this.
yeah,
Maybe-
tag Michael J. Fox.
We'll
in the
tag him and
conversation.
it'll be it'll be perfect.
It'll be over.
So this is something that kind of Jake and I debated on, like asking you a little bit, and it's not like anything crazy or anything, but as far as like the sneaker culture with like Virgil and Jerry Lorenzo, like the Fear of God and the Off-White and stuff like that, do you see the trend of that going in the direction of just that's going to happen more? Do you see, because it seems like Jordan and Nike are collabing with people on sneakers less.
Right.
I don't know the numbers, but it seems like the most hype comes from lately, at least, Jerry, like Fear of God and Off-White. Do you see, like, and Don C, of course, but do you see more players like that coming in? Do you think that's the way it's
Yeah,
headed?
I think Nike's just kind of really picked up on this trend of taking basically, celebrities in fashion wear and collabing with them because they've been doing that for probably, the past few years really
it's been a
heavy,
minute.
and it's been
Yeah.
doing really well for them. I think they started to pick up on how they can, keep it fresh and not get stale with, having new people come in and new models coming out. But I don't think it's going to slow down at all. I think
No,
they'll
it's
switch
going
up and we'll
up,
see new people, but
for sure.
it's definitely going to keep going strong. For sure.
Do you think that
It's gonna be different
shoes
people for sure.
like that will ever overtake your signature basketball player shoes? I mean, you have like the Kobe's and the KD's
I think it
and the
will, for
Jordans and the
sure.
LeBrons. So there's
Right.
like a few NBA players, but
I think
Westbrook,
it's gonna
John
be
Wall,
like
you know, different.
musicians now more
Right.
than anything. It's gonna be, yeah.
It's kind of like basketball shoes back in the 90s were the fashion wear shoes. And now basketball shoes are still fashion shoes, but
they're being
now they're starting to
made
have
by, like,
fashion
musicians.
artists collab on the fashion shoes.
Yeah.
So.
Which
I think,
It
and I
makes
think
it,
there's
like,
so
more
many different
rare.
options in shoes nowadays. Anyways, I think they'll just make anything that taps any part of the market.
I think it'll flood the market though. Like, I don't know. I think it might like get to a point where there's just like so much like going on that
They
like
always
it's
sell
just
out,
too
though.
intense.
They always sell out.
Yeah.
I think if Nike and Adidas and these big, you know, these
They need
huge
to be somewhat
companies,
selective though.
yeah, but if they get, if as long as they're giving a platform to these like creators,
Yeah.
to these guys, I think that
Because
they're like
The
Jerry
creators
Lorenzo.
have such a following themselves that like it's easy to push like the shoe too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I guess that's why they always sell.
Jerry
out.
Lorenzo said he had to try for years to get his
To
own
perfect- yeah.
shoe.
Yeah.
And like I just wonder, I mean, is the process with Nike like too long to get something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Do they look at a brand or a creator and they say, does this guy have enough staying power? They should say that, but like how long is too long to where either they die out and you don't get enough, you know? So I get, if they're willing to let him create his first shoe,
Yeah.
then they're probably willing to let him create his second and his third and his fourth.
Yeah.
So I do wonder between him and Dauncey and all these other guys, who's the next one coming in that's going to get another signature shoe or their own shoe that they create, not off of a silhouette.
Yeah.
Just like
their
their own
own.
fucking like structured shoe,
Yeah.
like their own actual shoe.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
hard
sure.
to get that, man. I feel like it's mainly just like taking a shoe that's already like done up and then like redoing it, like the Jordan 1.
It's
or-
easier to do that, but
Yeah, it's hard to like make it. I mean, a fucking shoe.
yeah,
Like
from
a whole-
scratch,
yeah.
design process,
I mean,
materials.
they use like some sort of like I don't know ideas or whatever from like different shoes, of course, but
What do you think? Did he come out, Lorenzo, with like what he used as far as like his inspiration for that shoe?
I don't think.
I really don't know the background on that shoe,
It
to
almost
be honest with you.
it looked kind of like Air Mag-ish, but
Yeah, I kind of got that vibe. Also, I don't know. What was the main difference between the shoot around and the regular pair? I know it had the,
The,
swoosh, but
lacing
was
was
it,
weird,
Was the actual
too.
structure of the shoe different?
yeah. So the structure of the
Very similar, but there was
Yeah.
like a framing on it. But then there was also like a different thing with like how the laces were like going like through the shoe or whatever.
was it a strap
different.
too on the shoot around pair or something like that at the
I'm
top
not
of
sure.
the ankle? You know, I don't have like a picture of it on me, but like I think that
The one pair is going for like 4 to 5, I think, and then like the other one's going for like in the 900, 800.
and but the
There's a big
retails were
difference.
different too. Like
the
it's
retails
you know,
were-
and the
yeah. Mm-hmm.
the ability to get one or the other was definitely different. Yeah, I do wonder. I mean, it's always kind of been where we've worked people, like, I guess I shouldn't say we, but Nike and Adidas and people like that have worked pop
Yeah.
culture icons into it.
Right.
So,
It's been happening for sure.
yeah, with music and everything else. But now you have, like,
It's only gonna get bigger though. The fuck? More artists.
people yelling outside. It's one of those
He said
party nights. So, as far as, like, maybe an athlete, do you see, like, an athlete coming up that's going to maybe... like collaborate with any of the? I mean, do you want to see anybody like?
I don't know. It kind of has been a while since like Nike put on a new athlete onto the signature shoe. It seems like I know the those new PlayStation shoes have been really popular.
Is that Paul George? Is that Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Paul George, yeah.
So like
That's
those,
just
I thought that those were gonna do way better than they actually did.
Yeah. I don't know.
They
I did
freaking
too.
light up. It's PlayStation. Like that's such an iconic.
Yeah, it's
if
cool.
we ever get like a
They're not my
PlayStation 1
favorite.
shirt, like they sell,
Yeah.
they're
Or we keep
worth
it.
money. Yeah.
I just don't really like the shoe model. I don't know.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of the shoes, to be honest. But like the box is dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. The shoe
I like
box
I
itself.
like the tongue, where it lights
with the
up
logo and
the
stuff.
logo and everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think that they should. Yeah, they could have
I
given
hoop
away
it up,
different.
for sure, but
Yeah, but that shoe is. Are you gonna really hoop with a light up That should be
Fuck
more of
yeah.
a fashion.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And then like
maybe
on the
not.
gray pair,
So I
the
just, like,
PlayStation
don't see
light has
him
paint
making-
over top of it.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Do you have the gray pair?
Oh yeah.
On the
yeah.
PlayStation side with the PlayStation logo, there's paint over top of the light on the shoe, so it really just lights up on the inside of the tongue.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. It's retarded.
Why would they do that?
Yeah. You can like see the outline of it, but
That makes no
Yeah.
sense to me.
I feel like
You would think
Paul
they'd
George
showcase
shoe
that.
would never
Right.
be like a fashion shoe though. I feel like he only makes basketball shoes. I could never just like. I don't
yeah.
know.
You can wear
compare,
those
like, a
with
Paul
jeans.
George. Yeah, with
For
jeans.
sure.
Hell no. Paul George's with some denim. He got me fucked up.
Some of your Levi's 501s.
Some
Yeah.
Paul George's. Oh my god. Like you can't fucking wear. I mean, same with like Kyrie's. You can't wear like Kyrie's and like some like khakis. I don't know.
Do you? Maybe you do.
I don't really wear any of the newer models for real.
Sorry if you wear Kyrie's and khakis. I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to offend anybody.
There's like 3 people out there in the world that probably wear Kyrie. I mean, maybe there's more, and they're just
Like, he
maybe-
looks down
maybe they're
like-
just smacking their keyboard like
They
as
look
we're
down.
talking.
I'm wearing Kyrie's and khakis.
Well, this
Dislike.
well, I mean, they're cargos. They have the pockets on the
Unsubscribe.
side, man.
Unsubscribe.
They're khaki color. Yeah, we just lost 3 worldwide subscribers because of that. Oh my god. I mean, do you like if you wanted to create your own shoe? There's been a couple guys like Matt from corporate. He's had the chance with Nike via like Nike because he has a Nike account, but he's had the chance to make like Jordans and Nikes that are like a one of one or like a friends and family.
Right.
If you were to have your own, you don't have a Nike account, okay?
Yeah.
But let's say you did, just for the sake of
Okay.
it. If you
Yeah.
were to create your shoe, what model would you use?
That is tough. I've never thought about that.
He's
Really, just because that would
gonna
never
say Jordan
happen.
1, I already know.
He's gonna say the Paul George.
Nike probably wouldn't like me because I sell the shoes they already sold. So
That's true.
yeah, that would never happen. But I don't know. Definitely be an Air Jordan. I'd say. I've always been really into Jordans. So.
See, don't say that
Jordan
they
1.
wouldn't like you because you resell their shoes. Because the biggest name in the game right now that just created their own Nike is Sean Witherspoon.
That is
And
true,
they-
but he
they
did win a
resell
vote. He did
shoes.
win a vote.
Yes,
for the
but
design,
they
they
let him get
on
in.
it.
Yeah,
That is true.
Exactly.
That is true.
So don't say never,
Yeah.
because stuff like that can easily happen.
That is
Easily.
true. I did not think about that. I still don't know. Maybe a Jordan 3, but
Jordan
I kind of
3.
like those with the basic colorway, so I couldn't really do much to make it mine. So
I mean,
maybe like a 4.
There's been like the deconstructed type of thing. There's been different
Yeah.
colorways and stuff like that.
I'm not personally really
I
into
hate-
all that.
So you would just
the
I don't
crazy
have any
colorways
pairs
too.
of
The
Off-Whites
crazy
in my
colorways
collection.
don't ever like impress me. Like they I don't know. Like they seem cool, but like they're not like my style. I feel like
yeah.
just like too crazy colors or like I don't know. I don't know the simple shit.
Are you very into OG colorways, or do things sometimes catch your eye where you're like, okay, all right. it's
Yeah,
not-
I mean, I'm definitely into OG colorways. That's what I primarily collect. But sometimes I will just buy a shoe if it's something I've seen that I think it is cool. I think I could wear it. Then I'll just buy it and wear it. But I definitely collect all the original Nike, Jordan. Yeah.
What about the Levi's? The Levi's 4s were like one of
They're
my
cool.
favorite
I don't
pairs of
care for them
shoes.
personally, but they are cool.
The blue ones, man. The blue ones are so
yeah,
sick.
yeah, the regular blue jean pair.
I'd fuck them up on purpose.
But like, do you wear
That's my favorite
blue
4.
jeans with them? Like,
Right.
do you? I mean,
Nah.
do you go full Canadian tux and throw the
Jean jacket.
the
on
jean
top
jacket
too.
on top and a,
with the Levi's hat.
yeah,
That would be
Levi's
hard.
hat.
That's too
Yeah,
much.
that's too much.
Yeah, that's not it, Chief. No.
That's
You
not
said
it,
that's
Chief.
not it, Chief.
That ain't it, Chief.
The white ones go for probably like the least amount, right? And then it's the black ones, and then it's the blue denim.
Yeah, the black.
That's probably
I believe so.
yeah, close to it. or
I think the
whatever.
black and white are pretty close.
Yeah.
I need the blue pair.
Yeah.
If you ever
If there's
need the blue
anybody out
pair in my
there
size.
I got
with a
you.
10,
Or
that's
9.5.
Jake's size, but it's also kind of my size. So like, I'll wrestle him for it or something. Like,
You don't want to wrestle me.
oh, okay, Betty Boop. Slam.
Betty Boop. Cut.
Oh, there's no coming back from that. So as far as like clothing, you've told us multiple times this is like your place. You shop here.
Yeah.
Which is
But you're
like-
new to vintage though. I
Yeah.
feel like you're
Oh,
semi-new
not
to
really.
vintage.
I was
Really?
always
I feel
into it
like-
because I was a big thrifter back in the day, man. Yeah, I was a big
okay.
thrifter, and
I feel like
I've
we
always had
got you
vintage
more into
clothing.
vintage than you were before. Though.
I always liked it. I just never had the money to buy it, if that makes any sense. So
Now we got the goods and you got the money, so
Yeah.
it works out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you guys have the clothes I like, so if I need clothes, I come and buy them here.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what about Supreme? Now you've thought about putting Supreme in your store.
No.
We think maybe you should, but then again,
I mean,
like, you know,
I feel like your
you threw it
customers tell you
around.
too.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like the
I
vintage would do
would.
better in his shop than.
I feel like the
Supreme.
Supreme would do better in
I
your
think
shop
it'll
than
make.
vintage.
I think it'll
I
all make more
disagree.
sense to you guys when you guys see like what we're implementing to the online store.
I
and
feel
everything.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like vintage would do better.
I think you guys will kind of understand where we're going with this a little bit more.
Okay. That'll be an interesting point then. Okay.
I feel like he has more Jordans than he does like the off. I mean, like the off whites and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. I feel like the Jordans like go better with like the old clothing
That's
versus
true.
the Supreme. But like I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
know, man. There's a lot of people that wear Supreme. and
Supreme
Jordans
goes
all-
better with like the off white. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah, we get them in for real. It just
I don't know.
we post a picture of a shoe when it's getting
It
put out
probably
on the
sells
shelf.
super quick.
A lot. I mean, you guys know that we do have pretty fair prices. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if we have a nice shoe, it's gone. Sometimes it's not even posted. It's
Yeah,
just
no,
gone.
yeah, which we have the same thing sold
Right.
before posted.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always a great feeling. When it
Yeah,
comes in,
for
it's just
sure.
sitting there and somebody's like, how much are those?
Yeah.
$100, take them.
It happens.
Oh, yeah.
Happened yesterday.
Does it? Do you think that like happens? Does it happen every day to you? Would you say, or close to it? Where you've got something sitting there and somebody ends up taking it?
Yeah, and like so a lot of times I'll post it on the story real quick, and like I get a phone call.
Dude, the stories.
Someone I know, it's
where it's
gone.
at.
Delete the story. I mean that happens. It's pretty often.
That's where it's at.
If I get a really heat shoe in, and I'm planning to put a really good price on it, I'll post it up real quick, knowing it'll sell right away. To ship it out. Yeah.
Jeez, we've had that with clothing too, but man. Do you have boxes already just ready in the back to go to ship? Like
Yeah,
the actual
we
box
go
that
through
was
a lot of-
shipped
a lot of
and
shipping
you
boxes,
go-
yeah.
Shipping shoes probably sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ship T-shirts.
For like $3, first class, anywhere in the U.S.
It's usually between like $8 and $10. If it's
too bad.
far west coast, usually up to 12. Yeah.
But people that are paying for a $300 and $400 pair of shoes, or even a $150 pair of shoes, like $7, $10, $12 isn't gonna
That's
really.
not much more than what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't know, you're already spending $150, so
Yeah.
fuck it.
If the
Yeah, it
item's
doesn't really
$15, you don't want to pay $10 shipping on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you get international orders? Like, do
Yeah,
international
we do.
orders?
It's a little bit tougher
Jays
just
to
because
Australia?
shipping does cost more, so someone's less inclined
yeah.
to pay $30 to get it shipped to England if they can buy something there with the free shipping. But yeah, we've definitely shipped to other countries before.
Do you have any idea, like, what country out there is like the one that kind of orders the most?
Probably Canada or Mexico, I'd say for sure. Where are some other places we got orders from? Puerto Rico is really popular.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't
I
know
would
why,
never-
but we get so many orders from Puerto Rico.
That's dope.
Or it's like the islands in the surrounding area.
Yeah.
What shoe sells the fastest, like for you?
It probably used
Like
to
in
be
the shop,
Yeezys at one
like
point.
in the shop, but like what shoe is like?
I never
fast sale.
I sell more Yeezys now than I ever have, but that's just because the hype's kind of died down behind them. Everyone used to hold on to those like golds, so they would not sell them for any type of profit margin. You know what I mean? If I won't pay $500 for a shoe if I don't want to have to sell it to my customer for more than $520. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do you see Kanye doing? Like,
Yeah.
because dude, when
He's trying
when
to
he was
make
with
his
Nike,
shoes,
there weren't many
more
of them, and then when he was at
available.
Adidas at first, they were like unavailable. But now,
He's trying to make his shoes
Yeah.
like super.
At
Like,
the same time, though, I
easy to
guarantee you
get.
that
He's trying to make
he's
his shoes
selling
the
more shoes
iPhone.
with Adidas than he was at Nike because
Oh,
think about how many
sure.
more he's producing. You know?
yeah, but he's trying to flood it with Yeezys.
Yeah.
Like he's just like trying to like fucking make Yeezy like the iPhone, like of I don't know, of smartphones.
Yeah, he said the biggest reason he did it was just because he wanted to have more design power in the shoe. I think he really wants to influence, streetwear right now. So they give him a lot more power with what he does at Adidas than they did with Nike.
Adidas, I don't know if Adidas really cares if they resell, right? I mean, at the end of the day, they make their money. I mean, some
who
resell
cares?
is good for the business,
That
but
just
at the
means
end
you
of the
can
day,
increase your retail price, and you see him do it every year.
Yeah. If the shoes,
Yeah.
300 on the 500s, right? Is it what is it on the 500s right now?
I think it is.
Jesus.
It's between like 2 and
It's-
3.
Maybe it's 280. I don't know. It's
That's
in there.
crazy,
220
man.
I still have
the
the
500s
pair
are
off of
220.
you.
Yeah.
I still have the pair off of you.
What pair do you have?
The
Utility
tan.
black. Or
Oh
the tan.
yeah,
Oh
tan
yeah.
ones.
yeah, the tan ones.
Yeah, those did not fit me.
They're comfortable.
Got them off you for trade, I think.
Yeah.
They use like an ortho light.
They're
bottom or
comfortable,
something.
dude.
They're super comfortable.
I get flamed when I wear them, but
I like the 700
they're
a
a big
lot.
shoe. It does
It's
feel like
bulky.
I'm wearing a clunker, but
Yeah.
dude, they're mad comfy.
Wasn't one of the colorways like mouse rat or something or
Desert rat?
Desert rat
Yeah.
or something? I
They
don't
kind
know,
of ditched
man.
that
So what'd you
nickname
say?
after a while.
Mouse rat.
Mouse rat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mouse rat. It's like saying like I don't even know.
Cat dog.
Yeah, like, fucking lion cat. Like something that's like similar, but
Just one's bigger and one's smaller. Like is Kanye the one that like is just gonna keep taking Adidas up? Do you think that they're gonna bring? Dude, they've tried stuff with Pusha T.
Yeah.
They've tried stuff with all these other rappers and stuff. Like, do you see like Adidas bringing on anybody
I
else?
really don't
or-
know. They haven't really changed something up in a while, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think
I really do not know.
Boost was great for him.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of dead.
And Nike's really drilling the game with all these different
dude,
collabs
I'm-
like you were
dude,
talking
I'm
about.
way more of a Nike fan than I am Adidas.
Oh, I'm a Nike boy till I die,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I do like that
I'm-
sweatshirt though.
I have the Adidas sweatshirt, okay, but I'm wearing Nike shoes.
The old
so I
clothes
don't,
are
you know.
sick,
Yeah.
man. But the Adidas shoes, I don't know, dude. Nikes just look, I don't know. They're just better on my feet, I guess. I don't know. They go better with like this. I don't know. It's just something about
I
fucking
think they
Nike
look
that's
better,
better than
personally.
Adidas. Yeah. The Ultra
Yeah.
Boosts are weird. The NMDs are weird to me. I mean, they're comfy as fuck, but they just look weird to me. I don't know.
The Ultra Booster's pretty comfortable to me.
Yeah.
the
So
NMD's
NMD
not so
The NMDs
much.
I had were comfortable, but I had
Overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Boost was something so different and comfortable at the beginning. People jumped on it because it was something
Right.
different. But like,
But Nike has some like comfortable ass shoes too.
see, you like the Vapor Maxes. I don't like
Those
it.
are
My foot's too wide.
It's like a cleat.
Yeah.
It feels like a cleat. It
Yeah,
feels
but, like, the
I mean,
more you
stones
wear 'em-
get stuck in them, like, don't they? Yeah, see, yeah.
It's happened like once.
Yeah. Hey, that doesn't happen. Okay.
I was in the
it
bins and I had
happened
to marble. Fucking got
No.
stuck in the Vapor Max. Yeah, I had to fucking plop it out.
Have you ever like looked at your shoe and there's like a French fry? Like,
No.
no French fries.
No,
Play baseball in those.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yeah. I
Got the
mean,
grip, man. Fucking hiking shoe.
are they like grippy? Like, do they have like
Yeah. Yeah, you can like walk on walls and shit.
walk on walls?
What?
Okay, all right.
Look at Brock.
He's about to
this.
test
Dude,
it
Brock's
out.
like freaking out. Like
He's about to
I
test it out.
How did I not hear about this one?
Well,
He said, "What? I can't wait to get home."
We'll grab a pair from the shop right now.
yeah, when I tried them on, they were just like
feel like you're-
they felt stable, but like a cleat. I mean,
It's made for like a foot that's not like I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit, y'all got fat feet.
What you
Y'all
trying to
got
say?
fat
I got
feet.
fat feet.
Y'all got fat feet.
I don't have fat feet. I would wear like a triple D width or something, like a 4D
What does that even
width or
mean?
something. Have you ever seen like that's how they?
Yeah, someone came in the shop and
didn't-
asked for him one time.
Really?
Apparently,
You guys
some,
have triple
some guy
D
came
width or
in
something?
And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
he said
What?
back in the day, we were a shoe store just for big like triple wide shoes and shit.
Triple
He
wide
said,
shoes.
he said
said
years,
you
he
were
said
a
years
store?
ago the location that I'm at now
Ah.
was for that. I
Shit, you
don't
should
know
bring
if
it
he's
back.
lying to me or not, but
See,
he
I
came
didn't-
in looking for size 16 triple wide.
That's weird.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude. Yeah. See, that sucks, man. I know a lot of those football players got to wear stuff like that, but
Triple wide.
like
Shaq.
regular, like I mean, Dick's Sporting Goods gets like some of that, and it'll say like triple E wide or whatever, triple D wide, whatever,
Yeah.
Triple
and
E.
it'll be like on there, like on the box, but they'll get like I don't know 4 pairs out of like, and they're always shitty. Like they're always
Right.
like the ugliest shoes,
Yep.
and they're always a 16. We need to get some love for like the dudes that are wearing like a 15, 16, because I mean, there's been so many people.
14 LeBron.
Yeah.
We've had for a minute.
Yeah.
Way more people than I ever would have expected opening up a shoe store. We thought we would just go up to 13, but we've had to carry up to 15. Really,
What?
we don't get too many 15s in, but we really try to save stock from 14 down to 4. There was a few weeks ago. There was a week where we
14's a
got a
big foot.
23 pair size 15 collection, and they all sold within like a week or 2.
What?
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah.
Jeez.
Damn.
That's a
That's
whole
nuts.
lot. If
Makes
you
me
get any
kinda wanna
more,
get into it.
if you get any more 14 or 15, let me know because I know a
Okay.
couple Corey in the NFL. We have a friend in the NFL, and he wears a 14, 15.
Right.
That's a tough size, dude.
It is.
God.
It really
That's
is.
a big ass foot.
I mean, I understand because Nike looks at it. I mean, it is. That's a limo.
That's a huge foot, bro.
That's a big foot, man.
That's a flipper.
Nike.
It's a brick.
No. Nike looks at that and they see all that leather, all that material, and they're like, okay, this is as much as we can use without raising the price.
Right.
And so then they send Foot Locker size like 7 or 8 to 14, and that's it.
Yeah.
They don't get
That's
anything
tough.
else. Do you think that eventually, because people are getting taller, they're getting bigger, you think Nike will just have to expand that shoe run? Like,
I think you can get them online in bigger sizes. I think you just can't buy them in store, right?
yeah, right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, as time
I don't
goes
know.
on,
I think that there's you got to think how many people walk into a Foot Locker every day needing a size 15 shoe. If it's 1 or 2 people a month, is it
Then
really
it's
worth
not
their
worth it.
time?
but maybe
They're
those
gonna go
guys that
order
wear
online anyways.
maybe those guys that wear 15, they know not to go in there right now. Maybe if they knew that those shoes were, or those
We
stores
should take
were
a
carrying
poll on
it.
shoe size. Figure this out.
Yeah,
We can probably look
that's
it up.
true. That's true.
Look up.
Like how many people wear between a 14 and a 15. I mean, we get so many we get guys in here that are asking
Oh
for
yeah,
this stuff
all the time. Really.
A lot of guys that are asking for like 2 and 3 and 4X vintage clothing. Doesn't exist. People
Yeah.
in the 80s, they weren't this big. They just
Right.
weren't, man. Like McDonald's was around, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
not like this.
Mhm.
Not like this. I'm interested to find out.
I don't know.
It's hard to find probably a close to exact figure.
Dude, I don't even know. There's not like a chart.
I wish there was like a bar
We
here.
failed miserably.
Who failed miserably.
Just looking at random shoe pictures on Google Images.
It's a fucking Monarchs.
He's
fucking
on like
popped
Google
up.
Maps looking at people.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know, dude. There's nothing that's saying.
Yeah, but when we got that size 15 collection, and we did have a decent amount of people come in the next 3 days because they saw it online.
Came in, not even like.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably had a couple
I say we
online.
sold. I mean, it was like 25 pairs. Probably sold half online. Other half we probably sold in store in a few days.
See, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man, they're out there. They're out there.
Yeah.
Comment down below if you wear a size 14 or 15. Maybe we'll look out for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fucking 2 comments. 1 comment. Me and my dad.
Some guy named like Rick.
We gotta do it. 'cause
I
this
wear
guy said so.
17.
Right.
Where's the love for the 17s?
Yeah.
You know, Shaq wore like a 22 or a 23.
Oh, yeah.
I have a
That's
whole
like
rack
unfathomable.
for that one shoe.
Yeah, that's
Like a whole fucking I don't even know. Like
a row of 3.
Yeah, yeah. A
Oh
whole
my
row
God.
of 3 is one shoe for the big boy.
You gotta hang them on racks like clothing from like a hanger.
They hang it from the ceiling.
Oh my God.
It's like the big shoe.
He put when he was in the league, he put like a cell phone in one of his shoes and like had it on the sidelines or whatever, and it was like Shaq phone, and he gave it to, I think he gave it to like Kobe, and they were like calling people on a Shaq phone, and it was like huge, and there was a phone inside of the bottom of the shoe, like the outsole of the
What?
shoe, and they were just like, you could take the phone out and stuff. Yeah, it was a Shaq phone.
Did they have that on video?
Yeah,
gotta
for
see
sure.
that sometime.
Yeah, what? You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh my God, man. What were we talking about before the podcast that you didn't
Oh, earlier today when I came in, that shoe behind you.
Oh, the decade.
Oh, Heaven's
Heaven's
Gate.
Gates,
Heaven's
yeah.
Gate. So Brock
Ooh, the
didn't know
shoe.
about this. He's like the shoe man and didn't know about this.
Stump the shoe man.
Heaven's Gate was like a cult church type organization, and they sadly committed mass suicide. I don't know how many people died, but the ages varied between like kids and like I think elderly, and then it was male and female. You can actually, please check that. And you can actually, so like the pictures, you can go back and look. Every single person within like their facility. How
They
many,
were all wearing these Nikes.
does it say how many people actually died?
That's nuts.
They actually covered each person with a purple sheet. I think it was a drink that they had. They drank something and then it like killed them, and they all laid out on beds and then died. People covered them with a purple sheet. and they wore all black, but they wore black Nikes with a white swoosh. And I forget what they're actually called. I don't know if it's like the Nike Decade or something, but they're known as like the Heaven's Gate Nikes. Nike doesn't say anything about it. They've never like come out and said like, we're going to retro this shoe. Like they're never going to retro that shoe.
Yeah, I
That's
think it was
ridiculous.
like 20 people.
20 people.
Yeah, 20.
It's so sad, but like it was, and I don't know if right away people picked up on the fact that it was just like you couldn't see the people. It was just purple sheet and Nike shoes, and that was it. Yeah. But like they've never even said anything about it, and it's like it's one of the biggest mass suicides I think in American history, and or at least like somewhat modern.
Here's
American
the
history.
actual shoe right here.
Those are low-key fire though.
Yeah, they're sick.
I mean,
they're expensive. They go for a lot of money.
Yeah, like the original pairs go for a lot of money. What are they, 93 or something like that? 93s. So. Yeah, it's just crazy. But I mean, we've known people that have found pairs of them. The shoe behind us is so close. It's not the exact one. Like the toe box is different. But the toe box is like different.
It's close.
And the back is different, but it's close. Yeah.
How much did it go for?
The actual shoes go for
500 plus.
Oh yeah.
500 plus. I think. I want to say Hunter had one for like $1,000 or something like that. $1,000. Found a pair of them or whatever in a thrift store. I feel like what was it called? Is it the Nike Decade or something?
Yeah.
The Nike Decade.
Decade.
That's crazy, dude. Like, they've never even acknowledged. I shouldn't say that. Nike may have acknowledged.
Here's the black one for 1,200 OBO.
They may have acknowledged that it happened or something, but like
even the other the other colorways go for a lot too.
But here's the craziest
thing.
thing.
The black one's up, and they're for 1,200.
Here's the craziest thing about Heaven's Gate. Okay, they left a couple people behind that didn't commit suicide.
Yeah, and
they run the website, heavensgate.com, something like that. You can actually look it up. It is still around. What? Those people are still active. They were left behind to keep the message alive. Okay, and so they have a website.
Where's this at?
I don't know where the actual facility was.
The United States?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God!
And there's a couple people still around, and they just maintain the website and they answer emails. And there have been like a couple podcasts out there that have emailed Heaven's Gate, and they have gotten responses back and forth. And sometimes these podcasts, like these people will troll them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll actually ask like legitimate questions because it is crazy to get people to believe that you should commit mass suicide.
Right.
Period. To get to that.
I'm surprised that that's legal to do.
I don't think it was legal, but I think the person that orchestrated the entire thing also killed himself.
Right.
Yeah, it was very persuasive.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it said.
So I
got a website.
Yeah. And I don't know the laws, the specific laws behind like religion and suicide, and if like if law can't, if you can't do anything about creating a message that says our God, our scripture says you need to commit suicide. Like where is there a line there? Like what happens?
I think it's illegal, but don't mark me on that.
Yeah, it feels like it's gotta be, right? But man, it's crazy. God, that was kind of a sad tone that we went into. But that's one of those things. I couldn't believe you didn't know Heaven's Gate. That like blows my mind, man.
I think I've heard that story, some way, but I didn't realize there was a shoe associated with it. I didn't know what the name of the cult was.
Yeah. What other like crazy?
The things you learn on Radcast.
What other crazy like? Are there other like crazy shoe anomalies out there where like a shoe hasn't? I know what it is. The biggest one, the Nike Airship. Do you know about the Jordans and all that? Okay, so this has been on Nike. Still, I don't think has actually come out about this publicly, but the Nike Airship was made in 1984. Yeah. And the story goes that like the shoes that Jordan was wearing were the banned ones. Oh yeah. But when
the story is
there's a letter that came from the NBA to Nike. I think the letter is actually like real and it's around or whatever. And there's a letter that stated that the shoes that Michael Jordan was wearing he was not allowed to wear them because they didn't have a they had too much or they didn't have enough of a specific color in the shoe.
Yeah.
Okay. But they never specified what shoe it was.
Right.
They just said the red and black shoes that Michael Jordan's wearing. People don't realize that Michael was actually warming up in the Jordan 1s, but he was playing in the Air Ships.
Yeah.
And so they were getting on him about the Air Ships, and then they came out with like the Jordan 1 or whatever. But so that shoe was never the Jordan 1 that was actually banned. It was the Nike Air Ship.
Or did they make him take it off in the warm up?
So that was the thing, is like he did that, and I think he was never. I guess the story, the rumor was that he was fined and Nike paid every single fine for every game.
Yeah, it's a great story. I would have went with it.
Because he
Apparently
was so
that's
worth
not
it.
the case.
Yeah.
Apparently it's that shoe that he was wearing during the game was the banned shoe, and then when he went on David Letterman, that's where he he went on Letterman and he had the shoe and he was like, this is the Jordan 1, it's banned by the NBA.
Yeah.
And that, dude, the marketing campaign of that just, it flew. Because if you were on Letterman, man, like,
That
dude,
back
this
then,
is
that
the
shit
80s,
was crazy.
man. Like,
Yeah.
this is, everybody tuned into the television.
Yeah.
So many
YouTube
views.
didn't exist. All this crap didn't exist. It was,
Instagram.
9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, got on and watched David Letterman.
That'd be nuts.
I mean, that's, like,
With
we have
like
so
nothing
much.
else to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Where you play cards or you drink or you dominoes, backgammon.
Oh my god.
I've always wanted those airships too, because I mean that was
It's a
really the
sick
first
shoe.
shoe that Michael Jordan played in an NBA that was a Nike. You know.
So that shoe, I just actually saw somebody with that shoe. RN Murley 45 on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
He helped me find my pair of Breads, my 85s, and he just posted a pair of 84 airships.
Still
The
has
same
those
colorway.
fucking. Oh my god. The Chicago's that are my size.
He has those are your size. He has
Hurts.
an original Wings sign from a store. Which
I feel like
blows
that-
my mind.
Yeah, the OGs are like hard to find too, for real.
Anything
Because
like,
they're all like I don't know. They redid the Wings one so much.
oh yeah, and they sat. I mean, the shoes, like, I think they sold it
to
first,
have
but then
the
they
one,
sat.
like, from the store is dope as fuck.
Yeah. They went down. I mean, there's been tons of pairs out there that have gone online where the box is original and the sticker on the front's original, and they went for $39.99.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! I love the guy that I saw at SneakerCon. Man, this old man, Kermit, nicest guy in the world. Great name, of course. But like, dude, he had the box, the pair, brand new, dead stock, everything, but had the sticker on them. $39.99 clearance.
Great.
Oh my god, if I could get a time machine and go back and buy every single pair.
fucking pair.
Oh my god, I
Stash
would.
them. Oh my god.
I
We'll
would
start
love
stashing
to.
now. What do you think is going to be worth a lot of money in the
Yeah,
future?
see, that's the hardest
I
thing
think
to
about this
tell.
every day, but
Oh, me too. I don't know. It's tough.
Like, is it Jerry Lorenzo's? Is it the Fear of God ones? Will those
Or like the,
skyrocket?
I don't think
you
so.
know.
I don't
The Travis
know.
Scotts,
Who
the
knows?
Yeezys.
But excuse
But they didn't know back then. Same as like we don't know. I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
it's just hard to tell.
I mean, how much staying
like the
power do these
craziest
guys
thing-
have?
Yeah,
You know?
and they make so many more pairs now.
the craziest
too,
things
so.
are worth like so much money. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's random. So weird.
I think people thought maybe before Kanye kind of came out and said, "Look, I want everyone to have a pair of Yeezys." I think before
They
he
were
came
more
out and said that, they were way more limited, but people thought that they would continue to stay limited.
Yeah, but
Nobody
now
ever
they're-
thought like, "Oh, they're definitely gonna print more and like kill the hype." Nobody ever thought that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't know.
I didn't. I sold my Pirate Blacks for
Some of them
3
are
times
cool,
what I
some
bought
of
them
them
for,
are-
4
Right.
times what I bought them for. Like the day of.
I like the 500s and I don't know. A few of the other ones, but I mean, I'm not a huge fan to be honest.
Something that I
Do you like
am.
Yeezys?
Somewhat.
Like personally.
Yeah, I've always been a big
For
Nike
yourself?
guy. I just got a pair of the Nike Yeezy 2 Platinums.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just not a big runner guy, honestly.
Yeah, I feel
I
you.
do like the older Air Max models. Maybe I'm just true to Nike. I don't know.
Which Air Max models?
Air Max 1, Air Max 90,
Yeah, the Air Max ones are tight.
Air Skylon that just came out. The Air
Yeah,
Skylon 2s,
yep,
I'm liking those a
mhm,
lot.
yep.
Air Max
They
98s.
make a Fear of God one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I didn't like those as much, though.
I like the
I
colorway.
like the
It was
OG
just like
colorway.
super simple. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
I
the
like
two
the-
pairs, I think.
Yeah. But like the tannish, like yeah, I don't know. I like those ones a lot. The
Yeah.
tan ones.
Would you want, if you could have, Would you want one of the original pairs of Yeezys, like the Pirate Blacks, the Doves, like, or even further back, the Nike ones that came out, like all that? I mean, you've had a couple
I have a Nike one. Yeah. I have a Nike one. I'm just not a big fan of the 350. Honestly, I have a couple pairs of the 700s, but yeah, I buy what I'm going to wear, and if I'm gonna wear it, I just want to buy it. So. Yeah, I don't buy too many pairs of Yeezys typically.
Have you ever gotten to the point where like you just wanted a different pair of shoes to put on your foot and you just took them right off the wall and just
it's
wore them to Kroger?
It's
Kroger to get some
every
milk.
shoe in my closet just went down like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
I try not
God.
to do it. There's probably I probably only have like 25 pairs of shoes, honestly.
But they're all bangers, probably.
About half.
About half?
I beat my shoes up, so I got
What's
some
your
I beat. I
favorite
got
pair of
some
shoes?
His
Brits?
British Knights.
definitely what I'm wearing right now.
Nah, the Brits.
His British Knights.
No, these on my feet right now. It took me like 4 years to find them in my size.
I can't believe
size
I got
are
a
they?
pair before you did.
10.
10,
They're a little
that's
bit too
my
tight
size.
on me too.
Ooh.
really need 10.5.
Don't hurt him like that. Don't hurt him like
Get
that.
'em, bro. Well, let me get them.
Find me a pair. We can work something out.
Oh
get
my
'em.
God.
My fucking birthday's next month.
That's true. That's
I
true.
love Brits.
Yeah. Hey.
I love 85s.
Took him 4 years to find him. 1 month to let him go. You know what I'm
1 month to let
saying?
him go. They make a great gift.
Right.
They go to a
I've
good
done it
home.
before. I have.
They would go to a good home.
Oh
Thought
my
I was gonna keep those M&M Airbursts that you got too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You still ain't worn those.
The Nike Airburst Slim Shady.
Same
I have
with the
them
freezes
now.
from.
Well, I haven't worn them yet
Soul
because it's been
Style.
snowing
You haven't
here
worn
like
those in a
crazy.
minute.
Right.
What the freezes?
Yeah, I think
I've
it's
worn
just
them
on
once.
DS.
All right, I've worn them once.
I've never seen you wear them.
I don't
Wednesday?
remember when I wore them, but I wore them. No, not a Wednesday. No, I wore them like on a. If I'm gonna wear good shoes, it's got to be a weekend where people are gonna be in here to see them. I'm not gonna wear them on like a Wednesday, like when it's snowing out, blizzard out, and it's like dead.
I
in
do it
here.
on Fridays. That's the day to
Yeah.
bring it out.
Friday's like the coolest. I don't know. I just wear what I don't know.
Right.
If I'm feeling the fucking 94s on a fucking Tuesday, then that's what's going
Yeah,
down.
but that's how you catch yourself wearing them for like 6 times a month.
That's fine.
Yeah, and then you end up like.
That's what I usually do too. But
I don't care.
But I can't do that with the
some
Slim
shoes you gotta
Shadys.
really
Yeah.
keep
they're,
on
you
ice.
know,
Yeah, it could crumble.
I keep
from
no
age.
shoe on ice. I
Gotta be
wear all my
careful.
shit.
I can't believe Brock let me get those. Man. Grail.
For the Steely.
I still have a couple like
Trades.
grails out there, I guess. I don't
I
even
got
know
some
what.
grails.
What are yours?
Like shoe wise,
Yeah.
I guess. Shoot, I mean some 85s. Like, I mean, I don't know. I fuck with the 94s, but since I don't know, like the 85s would definitely be like a dope. I don't know, fucking shoe to have. The I don't know. I'd probably want the metallics for real.
Which color though?
The blue.
Have you seen the
silver ones.
orange?
Yeah, the
There's
orange.
orange,
the purple.
green,
You seen the purples?
purple.
Those are so
Mhm.
rare.
Yeah.
Stupid rare.
So I don't know if you know this
I
or
want
not.
the
I don't know if
silvers,
you've
though.
ever seen a pair, but sometimes in '85, when they were making Jordan 1s, they would run out of outsoles of a certain color.
Really?
So if they were wearing or if they were making like a let's just say it's a Chicago one, sometimes every once in a while a pair still pops up where the outsole is not a rep outsole, it is an original like factory outsole that's a different color. So it's white and blue or white and whatever.
Oh, so there's some pairs that have a color difference on the bottom to the upper.
Yeah.
Okay.
There have been metallic pairs that have had.
That's probably good for a
That's
lot
nuts.
of money, don't they?
I don't know if they necessarily go for more. Like from what I've seen, not really.
Yeah.
That's
Not
nuts,
really.
though. To have a pair like that, that'd be so sick.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. But then again, like, would I hate them? Like, it's cool, but like,
Would
it
you
wouldn't
hate-
match.
Yeah, but fuck it. That'd be cool as fuck.
The story behind them would be
Yeah.
just to have it. Yeah, they were running out of materials sometimes and just had to kind of use what they
Use
could.
like a blue and white bottom with the red and white shoe.
Yeah. I don't know if those pairs ever hit mom and pop stores. You know, maybe they stayed with Nike forever and then eventually they went to
Yeah.
outlets or whatever.
Yeah.
Even the '94 Jordan 1s when those first came out sat. There's been so many shoes. The Mocha the 3s just came back out.
Right.
Those sat when they first came out. They went to
They're
Nike
still
outlet
sitting on
stores.
They
They're
did.
still sitting,
They
really.
did it a second time too.
Yeah.
They're still
I bought
sitting.
them. I had to get that one, but
It's a good looking shoe.
It's
It's,
a
white
clean
and brown.
shoe. Yeah.
I mean,
It's a clean shoe.
brown is like
It's like a dress shoe almost.
it's a
too.
neutral. It's a more neutral color. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Brown's hard to rock too.
Yeah, but there's so many vintage pieces that you probably have. They're like a neutral,
like a tan.
yeah, like
dark green,
earthy tones.
Yeah, dark green.
Vegan earthy tones.
It's like my favorite colorways.
Mm-hmm.
The green, tan, the burgundy.
And wrap it in corduroy, and that's Jake.
Oh yeah, the corduroy all day.
Do you think Carhartt is going to do anything with any? They did the Air Force Ones.
I still
Carhartt
got a
Air
pair of
Force
those,
Ones.
dude.
Are they going to do another silhouette, or
Triple
is that going to be it?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
That's one of my favorite brands for real. Like the old, I don't know. That's just what I fuck with right now. The old Carhartt shit.
Yeah.
The jackets, the hats, the fucking pants. I don't know.
Does that still sell pretty well?
I mean, the jackets do, yeah. But
Yeah.
we usually keep them. If it fits me, I keep it, or if it fits him, he keeps it. So
Yeah.
I probably got like 5
I'm just
of
getting
them.
mad about that, man. I think we definitely need to sell more of them, like the
Yeah.
beat up Carhartts. It's just a look now. Like people want
Yeah.
beat up T-shirts, just the same now. So
Right.
Yeah, we could sell them for like 50 a pop in the store, but
yeah, Carhartt jackets in the store are already expensive as it is.
Yeah.
But just
oh, like a brand new one for sure are
yeah,
like
it's the same.
$100.
Yeah. I wonder if they're salty that Levi's got a Jordan 4 and they had to do the Air Force One. But then again, the Air Force One is iconic, dude.
Oh my god,
1980.
I should have got
Yeah.
Air Force One pair.
Didn't Carhartt do an M&M 4 though?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Those
true.
go for
Yeah, those go for stupid money.
yeah.
I would trade like my left arm and the Shady Bursts
Oh, would
for
you?
a pair, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like
Right.
the Air Burst is such an awesome iconic shoe, and it's his
sells for more
first
anyway,
signature
too, right?
shoe. Huh?
Like the fours are like up there. As
Oh
far as
yeah,
like
don't they? Some of them are like probably Nike Air Mag prices, maybe more.
Yeah,
Like,
like
the black one's like $30,000.
That's what I thought. They were like
The Carhartt?
between like
Yeah.
between like
The
30 and
Carhartt
40.
Oh, yeah, it's
or something
definitely-
like that.
it's
Between
definitely
like
up
30
there.
and 40.
That's nuts.
That's a house.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck those
That's
floors.
what the posted for
That's
on
a house that's been
StockX.
condemned.
Yeah.
$30,000.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I
Come
don't
on,
know
son.
how many sales are being
Oh,
made. there.
that's not a house. That's a car.
That's a house that's been that's boarded up.
It's a shitty ass
And
house.
the,
I'm
the
sorry.
grass is past the windows.
All right.
There's a homeless dude sleeping in it.
It's not a house, but that's definitely a car.
It's definitely a car,
Definitely a
I will
nice
say.
car.
I think Teslas start at like 35, so there you go.
Oh man.
Or maybe you can buy that Hummer that you were talking about earlier today.
I don't want a Hummer. I just.
You
they're
said
cool.
today you wanted a Hummer like really bad.
I didn't say that. We talked about Hummers, but I don't want a Hummer.
I mean, he told me H3 baby. That's what he
Yeah.
said.
I've driven one. They're
He got
not
in the
all
car.
that.
He said, "I want a Hummer H3 baby." I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I wouldn't mind having an original Hummer though, like a military one,
Yeah.
like a Humvee.
That'd be nice.
With like an American flag
5
on it.
miles a gallon.
Yeah, 5 miles a gallon. Gotta get out.
Wouldn't want to drive the thing anywhere.
I mean, I would definitely be like the ultimate douche in it.
Windows down. It's like snowing.
But you're not gonna say anything. I'm driving a Hummer over your Yaris.
Right.
What would be your dream car?
Probably a Tesla, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I think the
I
base
really
models
like
get
those
like
Teslas.
225 miles to the charge.
I think the new one. I mean, you had to get it early, but I think it was only like 32 grand, brand new. But
That might be base though.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure.
even I think that's actually it might be 35.
really,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think
I think I'd still wait until, their cars got a little bit better, but they're doing a really good job.
Tesla just laid off like 10 or was it? I don't want to misquote. It was a certain percentage of their workforce. It was
Really?
it was a good chunk. Their stock like went down or whatever, but like I think they just had to do it. Like they just had too many employees and the
Yeah.
cars cost too much money with that many employees, so they have to drive the cost down somehow.
And I know that he, at one point, he kind of mentioned the possibility of them going private on the stock market too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was serious or not, but
there
I
are
think he tweeted it.
there are certain legalities to that too.
Yeah.
That's why like they were threatening like to kick him off Tesla basically
Right.
because like you can't say stuff like that. Like I have this much of an investment background and I already know that you cannot do you can't
Yeah.
say shit like that. You cannot. Like that's super illegal.
I think he did tweet it, and I think it was on April Fool's. He said April Fool's or some shit like that.
Oh my god! Even that, like you can't.
Right.
Too
yeah.
high up to be
It's like 70-year-old dudes calling in, take all my money out of
Right,
Tesla. Like you
yeah.
can't
Freaking out.
April Fools or not, that's something you can't just like play with people.
Yeah.
That's
Fuck.
money.
That's
No, I
Yeah.
think they would just pay the shareholders back their investment. So they would just pay out all their share. He said they had the funds to do it, and they were going to pay them all back.
Just sounds like a dumb thing to do from a very smart man.
Yeah, right.
Fucking
He knew
bad
what he was
prank.
doing, though. I don't know how it benefited him, but
Shitty
he knew what he
prank.
was doing when he made that tweet.
Shitty prank.
Yeah.
Good old Elon. He's a weird cat, man.
That shit on Joe Rogan's podcast had me weak.
Oh my god.
That shit. They were saying he smoked weed. He didn't smoke weed.
He might have puffed it at a house party
He
when he
might-
was 17. Leave
Yeah.
Elon alone, man.
But on Joe Rogan's podcast, they were
Oh,
hyping it
yeah.
up, saying that like
Oh,
he
yeah,
smoked. He did.
Elon Musk
He
smoked
did?
weed.
What do you mean?
He just
he did it on
puffed
camera.
it like once.
Yeah.
And he
It was him doing it on
That was
camera.
a weak.
Yeah.
That was a weak hit too.
a third grader would be like, "What are you doing, man? Like, come
Come
on,
on, dude.
come on."
He said,
oh no. It's not gonna affect him in the slightest.
He lives in L.A.
Yeah, it's
"Probably
well,
gets
yeah.
more from
It's an
fucking
investment.
secondhand."
Yeah, it's an investment thing though, like
Right.
a stock market thing. Like you can't just like,
Yeah.
because then people are gonna distrust you, and that's gonna be that's a problem. All right, well, I guess we've kind of like
Definitely talked about it a lot.
we
For
have
sure.
Touched on some stuff.
yeah.
Thanks for coming on for sure.
Yeah, no
dude,
problem.
Thank
Appreciate
you
you
for
guys
coming by.
having
me out.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
I'm sure we'll have you again sometime, and
Yep.
just keep doing what you're doing, dude. Because
Yeah.
for as young as you are, it's unbelievably impressive that you've been
Yeah.
able to not only open one store, but you're getting
About
ready
to
to
be
open
doing
your
too.
second. Yeah. You have a lot of, like experience with social media already. You've shown
Right.
like a lot of like promise. So keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna keep,
same
sending
for you
people
guys.
your way. I know you'll send people our way, and hopefully this helps you out some. And
Yeah.
I don't know. We just wanted you to shed some light on some stuff that we're not so good at, selling shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I've collected sneakers, but as far as the game of buy, sell, trade of it,
We mainly do the clothing, so yeah, definitely
Well,
different.
Definitely need your guys' shop too, though, 'cause I wouldn't have clothes if I didn't. This
Oh,
wasn't here.
yeah.
We have some shoes, but we just the
we keep
gear.
you looking good. We keep
Yeah,
you
right.
looking
The
good.
jackets and the hats.
I've noticed a lot more people start wearing vintage too since you guys popped up. Have you guys noticed that?
It's happening.
Yeah.
We need to hit.
I
Like,
tell every person I see.
we need to hit the Cincinnati campus harder, like really hard with like
Yeah.
marketing and stuff. But other than that, oh yeah, it's growing for sure.
Right.
We're getting our name out there. It's thanks to the Instagram man, the man behind the cam. Yeah. Anything design you guys see, anything on Instagram, anything like flyers or anything, that's all Jake. Like I can draw a nice stick figure, but like Jake is just like he can. I don't know. He does stuff with a computer that I have no clue.
Thanks.
Yeah, I Microsoft Word's fun. I guess.
Microsoft Word?
Yeah, that's kind of all I have.
I don't like that either, so you can use that.
Oh, okay.
You can be the Microsoft
I can
guy.
do the emails.
Yeah.
I'm boring. It sucks. I mean, you know all the music and stuff. Like you know all the like local hip hop artists and all the people in the
So
industry.
do you.
And I know DMX and 50 Cent.
I also
and
know
people
those
from like
guys.
2003.
Not
Like,
personally,
that's-
but yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, as far as
Oh, I thought you were saying you knew them personally.
oh no, I definitely
He said, I know
do.
50,
He's
I know
over there
DMX.
like,
What?
oh, you know DMX? Like, can I
He
be
said,
on with
"Get me
him? Like,
plugged up."
can you invite him on the next episode? Like,
Hell yeah. No, dude, why don't you say your Instagram, like say your address and everything? in your
Yeah,
shop?
so the
the address to your
Instagram
house,
for
your
the
social
Cincinnati
security.
store. Yeah, address of the Cincinnati store is 11711 Princeton Pike. The Instagram for that store is Soul Revival Cincy. You can check the progress on the Kentucky store at Soul Revival NKY on Instagram.
Sick.
All of our contact info should be on there if you guys ever need anything too.
yeah.
It's by Tri-County Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's like Tri-County Mall in the Cincinnati area, and then
Princeton Pike area.
the other one will be
Right.
in Florence, Kentucky.
Yeah, near the Florence Mall.
Maybe the Florence Mall.
Yep.
Okay.
Mall
cool.
Road is what we're shooting for.
Okay.
Sick.
Cool. Yeah. If there's anything else you want to shout out, go right ahead. But
I think that's it.
other than that,
Yeah, shout out to Mom.
Yeah, shout out to Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, I guess thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really appreciate everything. I guess subscribe down below, like the video, comment what you want to see, and comment some guests, maybe in the Cincinnati area or not, that you think we should have on the show next. Thank you for viewing, guys. We really appreciate it, and have a good one.